To the 10, 15, skitters to the 20, hit from the side by Gerald Irons and goes down to the 23-yard line. Irons had help from Drew Bowie, who was always right around it. 1st and 10, Miami, moving from our left to our right. They'll be exchanging footballs almost every play to try to keep a dry ball in action. Fake handoff. Greasy drops back, throws quickly, and completes the kick going out of bounds on the 29-yard line. And boy, oh boy, Bill Lasky hit him and went out of bounds, and they look like they've been down in the hog wallow. Kick has caught 42 passes this year to lead the team in receiving. Now, Kick comes out of the ball game. They don't throw him to him on just little swings because he's averaging over 11 yards per carry. Mercury Morris is in. They line up in the I formation. Handoff now goes to Zonka, and Zonka slams the middle and gets nothing. He's driven hard right back as he went for the straight over the middle dive. Carlton Oates made the tackle. First two plays, the Raiders have lined up in an even man defensive line. 3rd down and 5. Back goes Greasy to pass. He looks, he fires up the middle, incomplete. Intended for Warfield and an up and in, short of the 50. He was thrown behind him a little bit, and he had no chance in the world when he made his cut to get back because he was on the seat of his pants. Defending was Dave Grayson along with the quarterback, Willie Brown. Larry Seipel to punt. The snap. The kick is away. It's a high spiral. Fair catch call by the short man, Rod Sherman. He makes the grab on the Raider 37 where they'll put it in play. 1st and 10. Slavonica hands the ball to Dixon, sends him on a dive over left guard. He makes about a yard where Guanaconte stops it. It's 2nd down and 8. Handoff on a semi-delayed to Charlie Smith. Yardage up the middle, and he's knocked down at the 45-yard line by Coley. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Raiders. Guanaconte assisting on the play. The rookie left cornerback is Curtis Johnson. The right cornerback, a second-year man, is Lloyd Mumford. The free safety is a rookie, Jake Scott. The strong safety, a very tough football player with 8 interceptions, Dick Anderson in his 3rd year. LaMonica 3rd and short, back to pass. Great blocking, great blocking. He looks and throws up the middle. Bulletnik caught from the 45, knocked down at the 43 by Johnson. 1st and 10 Raiders. Just super pass blocking that time.
Bill, that'll be the key today. They can hold them out of there. LaMonica with those outside receivers, even against the zone. That time throwing underneath. I think we'll see Oakland do that. Maybe not too many bombs unless they can force man-to-man coverage, but running, throwing underneath the zone, and, of course, pass blocking for LaMonica.
Ball in the 42.5 now, the Dolphins. To the left goes Wells, to the right, Bolitnikov. Dolphins in a 5-man front. LaMonica gives to Dixon on a delay over right tackle, flushes aside a tackler, gets down to the 37-yard line. The play is stopped while he's still standing. Grabbed by Dick Anderson, the strong safety. Assisted by Bill Stanfill, the defensive right end. It'll be 2nd down and about 4.5. Ball on the 37-yard line of Miami. No score in the first 4 minutes of play. Jim Otto to the ball at center. LaMonica gets to the second back, sends Smith out to the right alone, cuts inside, down to the 35, held off his feet with a 1st down at the 32-yard line. Tackled by Cornish, the left tackle. Smith going outside to the right without blocking that time. It was a delay handoff after a fake to Dixon going through the middle. They put the ball in the 31. 2nd 1st down for the Raiders. Hand off to Dixon again. Flares out to the left across the 30. Gets away from the dive down to the 25. He's hit, breaks the tackle. He fumbles, but goes out of bounds. In possession of the ball to the 21-yard line. Dick Anderson and Lloyd Mumford hit him with Jake Scott also. He lost control of the ball, but he and the ball were going out of bounds at the same time at the 21. The Raiders made the 1st down. It's Cornish and Fernandez, the inside people on the front 4. Riley and Stanfill are the ends. Wells to the left near the sideline. Bolitnikov flanked only 3 yards to the right. LaMonica gives to Charlie Smith, cuts behind a Harry Shue block inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Fernandez met him and stopped him. Harry Shue blocking out, letting the runner Charlie Smith cut inside right about the 18. Dixon has made 18 yards in 3 carries. Smith 13 in 3 carries. We have 9:55 to go in the first quarter. Wells jogs out to the left against Mumford. Out to the right, Bolitnikov close flanked again. Split backs, odd man defense in the front 4. LaMonica gets to Smith behind a Dixon block. He doesn't get much over a right tackle, but with Fernandez stopping him. Dixon tried to clean him out of there and couldn't. Riley helped to stack it up. And so it'll be 3rd down and about 5.5. LaMonica drops straight back to pass. He looks right, throws left, got it down. Excellent play. Wells, the intended receiver, and it was knocked down by Anderson, who lined up as a strong safety to pick up Chester on that side, but then dropped off in the zone to help with double coverage on Wells. The field goal team comes on with the ball in the 16. Blanda will kick on LaMonica's hold at around the 24-yard line. George this year is 16 for 29 on field goals, 84 points. Hardly any angle at all. Waiting for the snap. There it is. Down it's spotted. It's kicked. It is. Hits the right upright. It is no good. No good. It hit the right upright, a foot from the top, and bounded off to the right. And the Dolphins take over on a touchback. Time out on the field. 8:54 to go in the first quarter, and the scoreboard shows the Raiders nothing, Miami nothing. Hand off to Zonka, powering out to the left, gets a block from Little and runs over a man down to the 25-yard line. Dave Grayson helped to stop him, but he ran over Dave like a steamroller, and then Gus Otto made the kill. Zonka, a great second effort man, and Larry Little, the right guard, pulled out to lead the way through the left side over tackles. Zonka comes right out of there. So far, Shula has been pulling each back who carried, pulls him on the next play. Now they have Kick and Morris. Kick lines up behind Greasy in the eye. Morris in the deep position. The pitch out to Morris. Cuts behind a kick block. Upfield to the 30-yard line. Brushes the runner away and goes to the 33 where he's dropped. First down. Carlton Oates in pursuit with Grayson. Jim Kick and Larry Zonka, the bull-like running backs of the Dolphins, are both very good blockers. Ball in the 32. First down. Here's the handoff now, and it goes to Kick. Cuts back over right guard. Is met head on and dropped short of the 35 by Gus Otto. Ball is just short of the 35-yard line. Call it second down and 8. No score. 7:15 to go in the opening quarter. Split back. Greasy steps back 3 strides. Fires one to Warfield. Complete on an out pattern and drilled out of bounds at the 43 by Brown. That's the quick out that you almost have to concede. Just make the tackle, particularly with an excellent receiver like Warfield. Not enough for the first down. Breezy is 2 for 3. LaMonica 1 for 2. Running backs are Kick and Zonka. They have double tight ends now. Hand off to Zonka. Hammers on the left side. Doesn't get it. Second effort. He's got the first down. And Connors finally stopped him. A bull-like rush by Zonka. He was whacked back 2 yards and then just could go speed in, hit down, and rammed his way to the 46 for a first down. I got to say that is an impressive move that he has, that second effort. Third first down for Miami. Raiders have 2. Now Warfield to the left, Twilly to the right. Mandich is no longer in there. Hand off to Kick. Looks for the hole up the middle. Bangs his way through it up to the 49-yard line. Those tough running backs slugging their way in there. George Atkinson on the bottom of the pile to make the stop that time, just short of the 50.
Zonka at 238 pounds is bigger than all but one of the Oakland Raider linebackers.
Now, Greasy drops back to pass, fires quickly up the middle, incomplete for Twilly on an up and in. Raiders went to a zone that time. They had the linebacker Connors and the free safety Grayson covering. Twilly is beeping that he was interfered with, and the official is not listening with a very attentive ear at this point. 3rd and 7. Out to the right is Twilly. Greasy drops straight back to pass. Gets the blocking. Still getting it. Now he throws a wobbler that is complete to Twilly at the 40. Knocked down at the Raiders' 38-yard line. 3 men it took to haul Howard Twilly down. McLuhan, who was the principal coverage back. Free safety Grayson. Middle linebacker Connors. And the Dolphins are on the move.
Well, that time McLuhan had Twilly pretty well under control, and just as the ball got there, he slipped. And, of course, there was help coming, and they were the people that made the tackle. But Kent did slip, and it's a little bit tough there. That's just on the edge of the infield for baseball, and I would imagine quite treacherous.
That was one of those Joe Cap passes. It's 1st and 10. Greasy gives to Morris. Looks for the wide area left, and Carlton Oates hits him. He gets to the 35. Tried to go outside to the left. Oates broke through, contained him, and knocked him down. Zonka comes back in for Morris now. With the first quarter still showing 4:25 to go, half the jerseys are almost completely obliterated as far as number visibility is concerned. Greasy gives it to Kick. He's run into by Oates. He gets away, and then he's swarmed under by Keating and Tony Klein. Oates stopped him. He almost flipped away from Carlton up the middle. He had him stopped for about a yard loss. It was no gain, so on the Raider 36, it's 3rd down and 8. Greasy drops straight back to pass. He looks. He throws. He's got kicked at the 30-yard line. Gets away at the 25. Caught by Grayson from behind at the 20, and it's a first down, Miami. Jim Kick curling out of the backfield that time. Juggled the ball, but came up with it. 5 first downs for Miami. Greasy is 4 out of 6 in the air. Raiders in an odd man line again. Here's the handoff. Goes to Kick, who drives his way over right guard on the dive. Down to about the 17-yard line. Gain of approximately 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. What Miami does to you with this kind of a game, of course, is use up a lot of that clock, control the ball. And if they get a score out of this kind of a drive, that limits the amount of time you have left to come back and get one yourself. Only Zonka in the backfield. Greasy drops back, backpedaling. Gets a strong rush. If the blitz is on, he throws incomplete into the end zone. Intended for Warfield. Good coverage by Brown on the goal line. Gus Otto was coming from Greasy's left. Although he was picked up, he offered Greasy enough of a threat he had to unload faster than he wanted to. Warfield to the left against Brown. To the right goes Quilly. Kick to the left as a wingback. So you've got your double wing left. Again, back goes Greasy. No blitz this time. He looks. He throws for the end zone. Incomplete. He was not within 10 yards of any receiver. Quilly was running a post pattern, but McClellan had him covered on the 5. The ball was 5 yards into the end zone. Grayson, the closest man in the field to it, was another 5 yards away from being able to reach it. Carl Noonan will hold. Waiting for the snap. No angle. Straight away. High snap. It's down. It's kicked. No good. And the game is still scoreless. I'm out on the field. 1:29 to go in the first quarter, and the scoreboard shows the Raiders nothing, Miami nothing. Four-man front, even alignment. Handoff goes to Dixon. He's hit, but keeps going. Breaks a tackle and drives to the 24. Bill Stanfield grabbed him at the line of scrimmage and could not contain him until Buoniconti came on to help. You notice the Raiders seem to be running quite a bit at Buoniconti. He's a small linebacker, 5'11" and 220. He's often said his mobility is the key to his success. They would rather often run at him than try to sweep. If you try to sweep, he really gets you. Great pursuit. LaMonica, audible call, moves Dixon over a step in the backfield. Gives the ball to Charlie Smith. Sends him wide to the right. Cuts behind one tackler. And at the 25, he's met hard and knocked down at the 26-yard line. He couldn't get clear outside. Coming over that time was Dick Anderson, a strong safety. Rod Sherman coming in for the Raiders. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Raiders are 1 for 2 in 3rd down plays. No score with 25 seconds to go in the opening quarter here. Virtually no wind. The skies are very, very blue around us with flecks of white clouds now. And I think we've seen the last of the day's rain. Back goes LaMonica to pass. He looks, hesitates, then throws. It is complete to Charlie Smith. He's hit, fumbles on the 28-yard line. A pile up there, and we'll see. It looked to me as if Swift, the linebacker, were on it, but the play might have been dead. There's an argument. It's an incomplete pass. Curtis Johnson, the cornerback, and Doug Swift, the left linebacker, piled in on the ball. Charlie Smith turned. He was the safety valve just over the line. LaMonica's deep receivers were well covered. 4th and 4. Eyeshide comes in for the first time to punt.
Anderson.
Here's the snap. Good chance. They got a block on. He just gets it away. A high punt. Waiting for it is Anderson. Fair catches the ball. The gun sounds, ending the first quarter. The Raiders nothing. Miami nothing. Raiders again have Carlton Oates over the center in an odd man alignment. Handoff goes to the tailback Kick, and Kick drives hard over the right guard spot across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. Stopped on the play by Tom Keating. It'll be a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. They put it on now to the 47, make it 2nd and 6. Zonka comes out of there. Mercury Morris is in. Back shift out of the eye into a double wing left with the Kick, the wingback. Only Morris behind Greasy. Quick pitch to Morris, sweeping to the right, looking for a block. The play turned in, then he shoots forward to the 50-yard line. Lasky fought off the blockers out there, along with Tony Klein, turned the play in. Norm Evans was the man who was blocking out, but they managed to shake him off enough to keep him from getting outside. He had to cut behind the block, and though he got about 3, it kept it from turning the corner. It'll be 3rd down and 4 now. Zonka is back in, so the 2 battering rams are in there, and they have double tight ends now. Greasy dropping back and then gives it a draw to Zonka. Hits over the right side. He is screened and driven back. 4 Raiders rose up. and refused to let him pass. Ben Davidson was over there, along with Lasky and Dan Connors and Tony Klein. Donka tried for the second effort that time, and they wouldn't let him have it. Larry Seipel comes in to punt. Atkinson and Sherman back deep on the Raider 10. The snap. And the punt is away as Bowie got fairly close to it. It's a long, high spiral. Fair catch call. It lands on the 3 and goes into the end zone for a touchback. So the Raiders take over. Well to the left, Biletnikoff to the right. Buonacante jumps around behind the line of scrimmage. The handoff is fumbled. Pile up, Miami do. Miami gets it on the Raider 19. Charlie Smith didn't hold the handoff. And it was Jim Riley, the defensive left end, who got it. And now the Raider defense is really called on for their toughest assignment of the day thus far in a scoreless ball game. The ball on the 19-yard line in Oakland territory. The Raiders, who went through almost 9 games this year without a fumble, now the last 2 weeks have had some costly ones. Fake pitch, handoff to Kick coming up the middle. He's got about 3 to the 16. Grabbing him down low and holding on for dear life was Tony Klein. In at 3, 2nd and 7.
Phil, that fumble will be charged to Smith, but I had the feeling watching that play develop that there was just a little bit of a mix-up. LaMonica a little bit slow getting that ball to him. Perhaps the count was wrong or something, or perhaps he was thinking he was going to pivot the other side, but I don't think that was entirely Charlie Smith's fault.
In fact, he and Darrell right now are talking on the sideline in front of the Raider bench, demonstrating to each other either what happened or what should not happen. Now Carlton Oates lines up outside on the right for the Raiders. They jump around on defense. Double tight ends. Flank to the right is Twilley. 2nd and 7 Miami. Backpedaling goes Greasy. He looks. He's throwing for the end zone. Warfield. Touchdown Dolphins. The ball was knocked loose, but it's a touchdown. Willie Brown tackled him as he went into the end zone. It was knocked loose. The Raiders flew down the fall on it, but he had established possession for a touchdown Miami, and the Dolphins are on the board 6-0. Snap, spot, kick. Good. And so time is out on the field with 11:29 to go in the first quarter, and the scoreboard shows Miami 7, the Raiders nothing. Swiffer, it bounces clear down to the 5, picked up by Atkinson up to the 10, the 15, zigzags to the 20, and knocked down at the 24-yard line. The Raiders cannot afford to give up that football too many times. Those turnovers kill you. Long count by LaMonica. Gives the ball to Dixon on a dive over left guard. Gets to the 27, still standing up. Second effort. Riley drags him down with 2 other Dolphins. 2nd and 5. Now back to pass goes LaMonica, setting up deep. He swings it out to the right to Dixon all alone. Up to the 25, 30, caught at the ankles, goes down at the 31-yard line. The tackler was Mike Colin, the linebacker. Short of the first down by 3 yards. It'll be 3rd, and we'll call it about 2.5. The ball on the 31. For the cornerbacks, drop way off now as Wells goes left, Biletnikoff right. Chester splits off to the left. LaMonica back to pass, throws up the middle in a crowd incomplete. Dixon, the intended receiver, was triple teamed by Buonacante. All 3 linebackers, Colin, Smith, Swift, and Buonacante. Nyscheid will come in with a punting team.
Corey Sliker.
Waiting for the snap, and there's the kick. It's a wobbler, but it's still spiraling. Going to be taken by Anderson at the 36. Down on him is Benson. He throws him off his feet back at the 33-yard line. Dwayne Benson came down with great coverage that time on the Nyscheid punt. 9:25 to go in the second quarter as the Raiders trail 7-0. Long count by Greasy. Gives the ball to Kick, sends him wide to the right. Little is out in front of him. Lasky breaks up the interference, but he turns upfield and gets to the 38-yard line. 4-man front for the Raiders. Connors faked and then dropped off. Handoff goes to Zonka, and he's caught at the line of scrimmage. Ben Davidson nailed him at the line of scrimmage. He slithered forward for a little bit. Morris comes in for Zonka. It is at the 39. It's 3rd down and 3.
Bill, the Dolphins like to play that first down game, as they call it. They get 5 yards in that first down, bring up 2nd and 5, and run again, hope for the first down. But if they get you in a 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2 situation, they're very tough to defense because of their runners, and Greasy, very accurate short thrower.
They've converted 3 out of their 6 third down plays. Now they go to the double wing left with Kick as the wing back. Morris is the deep back. Going back to pass is Greasy. Sets up, steps up in the pocket, throwing deep up the right side and incomplete. throwing very deep up the sidelines until Lasky covering Morris coming out of the backfield. And let me tell you, that was one of the better defensive plays of the day. Morris, the speedster with blinding speed, ran an out and up coming out of the backfield up the sideline, and it was up to Lasky one-on-one to do the job. Now Seifel into punt. He gets up a high, floating, beautiful kick that's hanging up there. Atkinson going to run it back at the 21. He's surrounded and driven back inside the 20. They'll put it down on the 20-yard line. Handoff on a delay goes to Charlie Smith, who sweeps up the middle of 35, 40. He's hit and rolls forward to the 43. They put it on the 40, however. He had Art Shell and Bolitnikoff out in front of him. Anderson and Scott made the stop. That was on a delay handoff, but it was a different sort of a draw than you normally see. Went to the halfback, and Charlie got the good first step that time and exploded upfield. A gain of 20.5 yards.
Bill, they influenced Buoniconti with a block on the left side of the line, got him moving to the left, and then, of course, that left that middle wide open for Smith.
Back to pass is LaMonica. He looks. He's throwing for Rod Sherman, who's just in the game, and it's broken up by Johnson in zone coverage on the 45-yard line of Miami. Sherman came in for Bolitnikoff on that play, and Johnson, the cornerback, made the save. So it'll be second down. Here's the handoff now to Hubbard, who smashes his way up to the 44-yard line on a delay handoff. Gain of about 3.5 to 4, where he was stopped by Buoniconti. So it'll be third down for the Raiders and still 6. Now Bolitnikoff and Sherman, the wide receivers, out of a double wing. LaMonica's back to pass up the middle, incomplete. He had the receivers crossing, Bolitnikoff from the right, Sherman from the left, thrown in between them. Riley had good pressure on him from LaMonica's left as he was looking upfield. And the Raiders are now only 1 for 5 converting third down plays. The Dolphins 3 for 7. LaMonica 2 out of 7, 16 yards. Eyeshide will punt. The snap. Eyeshide gets it away. A slicing kick that's wobbling downfield and out of bounds on the 34-yard line of Miami. A 21-yard punt by Eyeshide. And the Raider fans are dying here right now. First and 10, Miami on their 34. They have Warfield lined up as one of the tight ends. Only Twilley is out. Back goes Gracie. Big rush. He gets rid of it in time. Ball batted up in the air. Incomplete. Dan Punter's dropping off, batted the ball up in the air. The intended receiver was Warfield, running a cross pattern over the secondary at about the 40-yard line with Brown covering.
Bill, the Raiders are putting more pressure on Bob Greasy than I think we've seen all year on any opposing quarterback. They're really getting a good push. Keating coming up the middle very strongly. Dotson, who's in there replacing Carlton Oates, out with a little problem with a pinched nerve, is putting on good pressure. And, of course, Davidson and Klein just playing it up the field to keep Greasy from rolling out of there. They're keeping him in the pocket, and that's where they want him.
Split backs, a handoff to Kick. Outside right tackle gets a hole and pulls his way to the 38-yard line. Seemed to be stopped, and he ran under control until he found that daylight and then accelerated quickly and was dropped by Tom Keating. So now Miami comes to a third down and 5. It's 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and this ball game is 7-0 Miami. Backpedaling goes Gracie. He's going to throw. He looks. He drops the ball, and he falls on it at the 30-yard line. Ben Davidson, like a great 280-pound bird, flew through the air to land on it. Greasy got ready to pass, brought the ball down, and then as he started up with it to cock the arm, it slipped out of his grasp. And so they fail on the third down and will punt from their 30. There's the snap. The kick is away. A good high hanging spiral. Sherman, the short man, has to come over to his right to get it at the 38-yard line where he fair catches. And so Seifel gave him a pretty good effort considering the conditions. To give to Hubbard. Outside left guard. He's hit by Doug Swift, the left linebacker at the 42. Got 4 that time. It'll be second down and 6 for the Raiders. Wells to the left, Bolitnikoff to the right. LaMonica back. Play fake. Sets up deep. Got time. Throwing out to the right to Bolitnikoff. Leads him too far out of bounds. He makes the catch, but out of bounds on the 44-yard line of Miami. They had Swift, the linebacker, over that time, along with Johnson, the cornerback. Double covering Fred, but he had to run the out pattern too wide to get free. And so it'll be third down for the Raiders. They have converted only 1 of 5 third downs up to now. Wells to the left, Biletnikoff to the right. Third down 6. LaMonica play fake again. Back deep, setting up. Plenty of time to throw. Up the middle. It is complete to Chester. At the 50. Down to the 45. Goes to the 40. Hit at the 38 where he stopped. First down Raiders. Jake Scott, the free safety, made the tackle. Ray Chester running a pattern under that time. Got it at the 50 and rambled another dozen yards.
Bill LaMonica put his backs into the pattern that time, and of course that's got to occupy some linebackers. He figured that Raymond had to be open somewhere, and of course once he caught the ball, he turned that great speed on.
3:15 to go, second quarter. Miami 7-0. LaMonica gives on a draw to Hubbard. Flares out to the left. Running room at the 35. Hit and dropped at the 34, 33-yard line by Colin, the linebacker on the right. Second down and about 5.5. Hubbard has carried 3 times for 12 yards since coming in. Dixon had 27 yards in 5 carries. Smith 37 in 7 carries. Slot right, first time today. Back goes LaMonica to throw. He's dishing it up to Charlie Smith, who is really belted incomplete at the 28-yard line. Dick Anderson, the strong safety, coming over there on Smith, who is running a curl out of the backfield. Really belted him just as he got the ball, and he could not hold on.
Well, that's where pressure by the defensive line actually forced that incompletion. LaMonica had time at first. The pressure came, and he didn't get as much on that ball as he wanted to.
Third and 5.5. LaMonica fakes, drops back deep. Good pressure. He steps up, drills one to Biletnikoff at the 25. Turns downfield and is knocked down at the 22. Got the first down. Biletnikoff coming off and Sherman coming on. Fred's got tape hanging off his left leg, mud dripping off everywhere. Time is out now. We have the 2-minute warning here in the second quarter. And so with 2 minutes left in the second period, the scoreboard shows Miami 7, the Raiders nothing. LaMonica drops straight back, no fake, straightens up, throwing deep to the right corner, but it's out of bounds as Sherman made a beautiful catch going out of bounds on the 5, but he was 2 strides out when he caught the football in front of Johnson. Ball on the 22-yard line of Miami, 1:55 to go, second quarter. Slot right, Wells inside, Biletnikoff was back in. Back again goes LaMonica. He looks, throwing deep, Biletnikoff, touchdown Raiders! With 1:50 to go in the second quarter, Biletnikoff beat both Dick Anderson and Curtis Johnson, who double covered him. He was wide open between them in the end zone and took the perfectly threaded pass. Blanda will try to tie it up now. They bring in a clean, dry football. 7-6 Miami. 22-yard pass, scoring drive of 62 yards. Snap, spot, kick. Good. The ball tied up at 7-7. He's 40, and he's knocked down at the 41-yard line. Breezy back to pass, dropping very deep, trying to set up a screen. He can't. Throws incomplete. Dan Connors and that was Connors and Mount. The center was out as part of the screen on an attempted screen, and he and Connors ran into each other up at about the 43 or 4-yard line, and Connors was protesting that Mount was an ineligible receiver. He gives the ball now and sends Morris wide to the right, trying to turn the corner at the 40. It's spin around, and down he goes to the mouth. Back goes Greasy, gives on a draw to Zonka, got running room to the right. He gets by a high tackle by Lasky. He's hit by Benson near the 50. High floating punt, fair caught by Sherman on the 10. No chance for a return. Hand off to Marv. Hubbard comes up the middle, breaks a tackle now by Colin and goes to the 19-yard line. The 10, 15, 20, coming hard, 25, and upended at the 28-yard line. The handoff to Hubbard, who slants off right tackle and bangs his way to the 33-yard line before being stopped. Almost a 5-yard gain. Buoniconti, the tackler, that time. Wells inside Biletnikoff. LaMonica gives again to Hubbard. Same play. Drives hard to the 39-yard line. It's very close to a first down, dragging Manny Fernandez with him. They may require a measurement, and that's exactly what they're going to do right now. And the Raiders are 6 inches short on the first down. So their third down plays, first one in the second half. They bring in John Richardson now into the front four. Now the handoff goes to Smith, gets a hole and dives all the way to the 44-yard line. First down. Jake Scott makes the stop. Gene Upshaw and Jim Otto that time wedged the daylight for Charlie Smith, who really shot through. LaMonica gives the ball to Hubbard, sends him slanting off left tackle, and he's belted after about a yard gain. Buoniconti made the stop with Stanfield. Second down 9 for the Raiders. Hubbard comes off. Dixon comes on. Hand off to Dixon, sweeping wide to the left, gets an arch shell block. He is met and brought down by Mumford at the 49. Mumford came up very fast. He had to have some help from Stanfield, but Mumford played the outside very well that time, a 180-pounder. Had a little problem bringing Dixon down. They say they stopped him at the 48, and it'll be third down 5. Long count. LaMonica drops back to pass. They're in a prevent. He looks. He throws complete to Smith, curling out at the 45. Snowed under. Dick Anderson got him at the 42-yard line. First down, Raiders. Doug Swift and Anderson combined for the stop. Raiders 2 for 2 on third down conversions in this quarter. 5 for 9 for the day.
So once again, LaMonica pulling one out of the hat. He audibilized to that. He saw the fourth linebacker come in, and Fernandez go out. He knew he'd have time. He knew it'd be his zone, and he sent Smith out of there in a perfect pattern.
LaMonica gives it to Dixon. Big hole over right tackle, but he's caught at the ankles at the 40 and falls forward to the 38-yard line. Buoniconti made the stop. Here's Charlie Smith coming out now. It'll be second down and 6. A gain of 4 by Dixon on the play to the 38. Pete Banaszak has entered the game. LaMonica gives it to Dixon. Sidesteps a man. He's caught and sandwiched for a loss of 2. Breaking through that time was the left linebacker, Swift, to break up the play. Doug Swift, a rookie from Amherst, of all places, but he's done a great job this year, made the club, and Colin, the other linebacker on the outside, is also a rookie. Third and 8. Back to pass goes LaMonica, sets up, drills one down the middle of Chester at the 25, runs to the 20, breaks a tackle, down on the 13-yard line. Colin and Mumford stop Chester, who comes limping out of the ball game, and Ted Coy replaces him. Chester may have damaged that knee that he hurt in preseason at Los Angeles. Hobbles over to the bench. The ball on the 14-yard line, slanting over the middle. Chester caught it on the 25 and kept going. First and 10 Raiders. They've converted all 3 third down situations here in the second half. LaMonica asks for a bit of quiet.
Bill, I think Chester just has a pull. I'm sorry. They're not treating him, and I think he just might have caught a cramp.
Wells to the left, Biletnikoff to the right. LaMonica gives it to Hubbard, who's back in there in a slant and drives his way down to the 8-yard line. Maybe the 7. Frank Cornish, first man to get to him, and then had help as Hubbard, running low with that low center of gravity, smashed his way for the yardage. They're going to put it on the 9. Second down and 5 for the Raiders. 7-7 game. LaMonica long count. Turns, gives the ball to Hubbard, drives over left tackle and a slant, clear down to the 2-yard line. Hit Coy. Art Shell leading the blocking. Stopped by Anderson. First down and goal to go for the Raiders on a smashing ground attack right now. Hubbard has rushed for 42 yards and 9 carries. Lamonic asked for quiet again. Wells left, Bolitnikoff right. Dolphins jam in on that line of scrimmage. Darrell gets to Hubbard. Finds no hole. He's thrown back to the 5, but I think he got the line of scrimmage where the defense rose up, led by Jim Riley and the tackler Dick Anderson. They'll put it down for a loss of about a foot. It'll be 2nd and goal on the 2.5. Hand off to Smith. He's hit, fumbles. The ball rolling loose back at the 11. The Dolphins got it. There they go over the 11-yard line. Scott got the football. Charlie Smith was hit trying to start wide. He only got a step. The ball bounced out. He was pinned to the ground by a Dolphin. The only Raider to be able to go after it was LaMonica, and he was behind Scott and another Dolphin, and Scott dived in the juicy going and got it where they say it was the 10-yard line. Miami stops the Raiders. Atkinson. On a dry field, he might have gone all the way, but on the other hand, the Raiders might not have slipped. Willie Brown slipped, and Dave Grayson couldn't get his footing to get after him. Warfield came to a complete stop, tried to reverse field, but Atkinson saved the day. At the 25, a gain of 15 and a first down for the Dolphins. Miami on the move, 7-7. Double tight ends, only Twilly out wide. He's to the right. Kick and Zonka, the running backs. Hand off to Zonka, powering to the left. Little gives him a block, but he's snowed under after maybe a gain of a yard no more. Connors and Oates making the stop with Ben Davidson. Oates coming back here in the second half after having a pinched shoulder nerve. Airplanes circling with banners. One of them is a commercial that George Blanda's involved in. The other one, Good Luck Dolphins from the Biscayne Dog Track. Only thing I can say about that is right across from Joe Stone's crab, so it's got to be good. The ball is on the 36, second down, and about 9 yards to go. Gives the ball to a Kick. Kick drives over right guard. Finally wrestled down by Tony Klein, several other Raiders, including Gus Otto. He is given credit for yardage to the 37. It'll be 3rd down and 7 now. And more, the specter of an overtime game gradually raises its head over the Coliseum, which now is being given a little cloud cover again. The sun isn't beaming down. Long count. Greasy drops straight back. He sets up, throws down the middle, complete to his back kick, and he's knocked off his feet for a first down at the 47. Hit by Lasky. Jim Kick, the top receiver in number of receptions on the season for the Dolphins. We have Kick with 3 catches for 31 yards. Warfield has caught 3 for 47. Twilly 1 for 14. Greasy with a fake, spins, drops back, good pursuit. Keating running him back to 35. He runs out to the right. He's being pursued, driven to the sideline, slips, slithers, falls, and goes out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Tremendous pursuit by Keating and Klein. Second time today that Greasy's been sacked, and there's a loss of 13. And on a field like this, that becomes a more severe loss than on a dry field. Keating and Klein both almost ran out of their long black socks. They're drooping down like Kate Maravich right now. 2nd and 22. Greasy, quick pitch to Morris. Power sweep to the right. He's hit hard by McLuhan. Head on and knocked down after a gain of 2. If you read the football playbooks, that's the way the cornerback is supposed to play this week. It'll be 3rd down now and 20. Warfield to the left against Brown. And back goes Greasy to pass. 3rd down. He looks. He's got plenty of time. Fires. It is intercepted by Brown. 50, 40, down the right side to the 30, down to the 20, down to the 10, down to the 5. Touchdown Raiders! The Oakland Coliseum has come apart at the seams as Willie Brown intercepts and runs 50 yards for a touchdown. Greasy was throwing for Warfield, and he underthrew him. Brown got Dave Grayson with him to run a bit of a screen as a blocker down the side. Kuchenberg had the last shot at him around the 15-yard line and couldn't catch him as Grayson screened them off. And now Blanda will try the conversion. Snap, spot, kick. Good. Timeout, 2:34 to go, 3rd quarter, and for the first time the Raiders lead as the scoreboard shows Oakland 14, Miami 7. by Eyeshide. He gets into it pretty well. Morris coming up, but Ginn drops back, and then it's picked off by Ginn at the 20, up to the 30. He's hit first through to the 33, and he's stopped for keeps. All right, 1st and 10 Miami. They've got Nehemiah Wilson in to give Willie Brown a spell after that long touchdown run. Willie to the right. Wilson playing the right corner for the Raiders. Back to pass goes Greasy, sets up short, throws the quick out that is jolted incomplete from the grasp of the receiver at the 35-yard line. George Atkinson that time really belted Marv Fleming. That's the tight end to whom they have not gone on a passing situation before. Raiders have gone to an orange defense with Benson replacing Oates. The handoff now going to Azaka trying to turn the corner, and he can't as he slips and falls at the 33-yard line just as he tried to turn upfield with Benson and Lasky after him. It'll be 3rd and 10. The Raider defense giving him the go-ahead touchdown on Willie Brown's 50-yard sprint with an interception. LaMonica doing calisthenics on the sideline to keep loose, although it's not cold as it was a week ago. The day is warm as it has gone along. Connors drops off right now as Greasy on 3rd down backpedals into the pocket, sets up, now throws up the middle, and it's incomplete. Throwing, I believe, to a back. And now a flag goes down. That was Fleming, the tight end. First penalty of the day, other than the 5-yarder against the Raiders for an out-of-bounds kickoff. It's against the Raiders for shoving, and it's an automatic first down. So the Dolphins were going to be forced to punt, and instead they've got a 1st and 10 on their own 36. 1 minute to go in the 3rd quarter. That keeps their drive alive here. Now, Greasy fumbles coming out from under center, picks it up and gets back for about a yard. Round the 38, maybe the 39. He managed to get that ball back out of the mud. Stopped by Davidson and Keating. It is 2nd down and 8 on the 39-yard line. 15 seconds left to go this quarter on a fake. There's a swing pass out to Morris to the left. He gets a block. Benson can't hold him, but he's stopped at the 47. Benson held him up a little bit. He's broke by Dwayne, who then recovered along with Connors and Otto to make the stop. And it looks like the first down at the 47 or 48-yard line. Time running out here in the 3rd quarter, and there's the gun sounding the end of the 3rd quarter of play. And a look at the scoreboard shows Oakland 14, Miami 7. Greasy back to pass, lots of time, throws incomplete. Bill Lasky in coverage out there is kicked, ran a pattern out of the backfield around the 50-yard line. Greasy now is 7 for 17, 92 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The winner of this game plays in Baltimore next Sunday for the AFC title and the trip to the Super Bowl. 2nd down and 10. Greasy fakes the pitch out, gives to Morris. Big hole over the left side. Pucks up to the 45, down to the 40-yard line. Benson catches him. The Raiders were in the orange defense with Benson in for a lineman. And that was a well-executed fake pitch, a hand back to Morris coming up the middle and getting a good block from Kirchenberg and from Mock to open up the hole. Unofficially, we have 9 Miami first downs to 11 for the Raiders. Fake pitch, and then he gives the ball to Zonka, and Zonka on a slant over the right guard spot gets to the 39 for a gain of only 1. Zonka has gained just 23 yards in 9 carries, kicked 28 at 9 carries. Naturally, the footing has had a little bit to do with that. Warfield to the left, Willie to the right on a delay. Morris is and dropped immediately at the line of scrimmage. Beautifully executed defensive move by Ben Davidson, who didn't go for the fake, and he hit Morris at his tracks on the draw, throwing him for a loss of a yard, making it 3rd and 10. Back goes Greasy to pass, sets up, has time, throwing down the middle, and it is complete to Warfield and an up and in. He's stopped by Dave Grayson, first down on the 26-yard line. I think they went to his own that time, as Grayson was the man closest to him on the catch. He ran an up and in. And so the Dolphins keep it going. They say that his falling forward put him on the 24. So that penalty looms bigger and bigger now that let Miami keep possession. Rolling out to the right is Greasy, looking for 20, not open. Now he looks down the middle, throws a wobbler, and it's incomplete. A diving try by Warfield, and Willie Brown scooped up, started to run, but he trapped it. There was help back there from Atkinson in double coverage. Warfield running a post pattern at the 5-yard line. Handoff now goes to kick. Under control to the right. Finds a hole over right tackle and barrels down to the 17-yard line. Short of the first down. It'll be third and short yardage, though. And Miami relentlessly moving on. 11:40 to go. They were apparently stopped with a fourth down coming up, but on that play, the Raiders were penalized, and it gave an automatic first down, and they've taken advantage of it. Big play in the ball game. Greasy dropping back to pass. Has the time. He looks. He's throwing deep for Twilly. Batted down by McClellan. Big play by McClellan as Twilly ran and up and in into the end zone. For the split second, it looked like he was going to be there, and then McClellan was given him a step, recovered, much like Willie Brown will play it, and knocked it down. Ukrainian comes in with a field goal team.
Bill, it's hard to point out a single play in a football game as a turning point, but when this game is over, I'm going to reflect back on that 3rd and 3 on the Raiders 17. They elected to go for the pass, which was knocked down, forcing this field goal situation.
Ukrainian with a left-footed boot coming up. He's missed from the 25. Long count. There it is. It's spotted. It's kicked. It's long. Never get there. No good. Timeout at the field. 11:03 to go as the fans whoop it up at the Coliseum, and the scoreboard shows Raiders 14, Miami 7. Cracks his way over the left side on a slant for the 24. They drag him out of the mud with Bill Stanfill indicated as the tackler.
Roughly 10:40 left in this game. Oakland out in front by a touch.
Handoff goes to Banaszak, heading over the weak side. Fumble, pile up. It squirts away from a Dolphin. There are more people piling in on it at the 20-yard line, and I think the Raiders got it. Biletnikoff was about to reach, not Biletnikoff, no, it wasn't. I don't know who it was about to reach for it, and it popped away from him. They indicate now the Raiders, I believe it was Harry Shue. Harry Shue got it. So the Raiders now have long yardage, or longer than they would have. Now watch a safety blitz. LaMonica drops back to pass. They pick up everything. He's throwing deep up the right for Sherman. Great catch behind Johnson at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. It is a touchdown, Raiders! Holy Toledo, there is the 82-yard bomb to Rod Sherman, who got a step on Johnson. He made a leaping catch at the 45-yard line of Miami and outdistanced Lloyd Johnson to the end zone. Curtis Johnson, rather. And the Raiders now lead 20-7. You talk about your third down play. 3rd and 12, and they go for 82 yards. Landa in for the conversion now. It's 20-7. Snap, spot, kick. And there it is. Timeout, 9:34 to go in the ball game, and the scoreboard shows the Raiders 21, the Dolphins 7. Picked up by Seifel at the 22, up to the 30-yard line and hit on at the 31. Larry Seifel up in the short wedge. Caught the line drive as Ted Coy came down to make the tackle with Don Highsmith, and the Raiders, leading 21-7, now force the Dolphins to do a thing that they don't like to do, and they're going to have to go to the air here. Yes, sir, Scotty, that one was even better than holding the ball for 8 minutes. Handoff goes to Kick, trying to go outside to the right, doesn't find it there, and cuts upfield where Gus Otto whacks him at the 33 or 34-yard line with Tony Klein. Couldn't go outside, but he cut behind the block and found some running room. It'll be 2nd down and 7, a gain of 3 for Jim Kick. Greasy's back to pass, lays it off to the left, back there to Morris, running at the 30. Nice move, and then slips and falls at the 40. Trying to cut back into the traffic and a little bit against the grain. He might have found a little daylight, and that time the mud was in the Raiders' favor. He did not get the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Greasy gives the ball back there to, I don't know who it is. That's Salka, I believe. Looks like he got it to the 41. It's going to be close enough for a measurement, and it is short. It wasn't more than 3 inches short. And they are going to go for it. They have to keep the football. And now the philosophy becomes, what's the difference if you lose 21-7 or 28-7? There's the handoff, goes to kick, and he dives clear over the top to the 44-yard line. A 4-yard literal dive. So Jim Kick gets their first down for them. 6:55 to go, and the clock's still moving. The ball in the 44. Crowd today, 54,401. The clouds again over the Coliseum and the East Bay Hills, but no rain. Greasy drops straight back, gets the good blocking. Now he hesitates. Too long. He's dropped at the 30-yard line by two Raiders. Klein is one of them, and Keating the other. There's a flag down upfield where Chick was running a fairly deep pattern for a back around the Raider 45. Now it's against the Raiders, marching it off to the Miami 49-yard line. They give us an offensive foul signal, a personal foul signal. Personal foul. Where it occurred and by whom, I don't know. But the Dolphins now have an automatic first down. John Madden is really scorching one of the officials down there. Hand off to Kick, sweeping wide to the right. Little gives him a block. He turns the corner past Lasky at the 50, down to the Raider 45, where he was hit by Grayson and slowed up and went down at the 42. After Grayson slowed him, it was George Atkinson who made the stop. He nearly got 10 out of it. Greasy steps back short and then throws deep. Richardson, leaping catch on the 25 between two Raiders, brought down at the 20-yard line. Willie Richardson hit by Benson and Lasky back there. And now with the ball in the 20, it's 1st and 10. Miami racking up first downs here. Greasy on a draw play, handing to Chick, gets running room, barrels down to the 15, runs over a man at the 10, and is off his feet at the 7-yard line. Jim Kick with a brutal run that time on the draw. Dave Grayson and one of his teammates all wrapped up together there, and I think Grayson is hurt. He is completely punchy. He's reeling around. And I don't think Grayson knows what's going on. The Dolphins come up to the line of scrimmage with a 1st and goal. David is walking around back there. I don't really think he knows where he is. And Willie Brown is motioning to the bench to get somebody in, and the Raiders may have to take a timeout here. David said, no, I'm going to stay in. He does not know what he's doing, or if he... Either that or he knows what he's doing and can't convince his teammates because he got up so groggily. But he stays in. No timeout was taken. Greasy, 1st and goal. He looks for Richardson, throws to him. Touchdown, Miami. A perfect pass behind McLuhan, who had him covered about as well as he could into the deep corner of the end zone on the right. And with 4.5 to go, the Dolphins are back within striking range here if Euphraimian can kick the conversion. Willie Brown checking Grayson. He's all right. Grayson and Atkinson were just run down by Kick on that run of his to the 7-yard line. Euphraimian to try the conversion now.
Come on, don't give him that point. You'll probably miss this one too.
Crowd was silenced for a while. Now they're hollering for a block of the conversion. It's snapped, it's spotted, it's kicked, no block, it's good. And with timeout, we have 4:28 to go in the ball game, and the scoreboard shows the Raiders still needing some ball possession. Raiders 21, Miami 14. Gerald Irons have 50. It's a big ball. It's a loose ball. It goes out of bounds on the Raider 38. Who had it? Rod Sherman has it, I believe. The Raiders have the ball. I'm not sure who, because there must be 25 Dolphins over in front of the Miami bench around the officials. Bill Budness was over there, too. Don Shula is raging over on the sideline. It happened right in front of him. Miami bench is really screaming at the officials. They tried the onside kick and almost got it. Raider ball on the 39-yard line. 4:23 to go. They lead 21-14. The handoff goes to Hubbard. He's hit. He tries to spin out of there. He can't. Riley throws him back for a loss, or at least no gain. It looks like he might have lost one. He hit over right guard. There was no hole. He spun away to the right. There was nowhere to go. No gain. 2nd and 10. LaMonica gives it to Hubbard again, and Marv doesn't get much. He's brought down by Swift at the 40, trying to slant outside his own left tackle. Doug Swift made the stop. 3.5 minutes to go. 3rd and 9. Biggest thing the Raiders need right now is a first down to be able to keep moving that clock. Straight, and the handoff goes to Hubbard, sweeping wide to the right. He can't get the running room and can't turn the corner as Swift breaks up the play with a tackle at the 42-yard line, and the Dolphins now stop the clock. Their first timeout is called with 2:46 to go in the ball game. The Raiders have to punt. Eyeshide wipes off his toe with a towel. He's standing in a lot of muck back there. Here's a big one. There's the snap. It's a good one. He steps up, gives it another skip step, reads the rush, and gets off a brilliant kick. Scott takes it on the 15, runs wide to the right. No way, he's down to the 12-yard line. Gerald Irons came down after Benson occupied him, and Irons made the tackle around the knee. Eyshide's best effort of the day. Could not have come at a better time. 45 yards. He took his normal stride, read that they were not trying to make the block. They didn't have a big rush on, so he skipped up forward and really got into it. Now Greasy to go to work. 2.5 minutes to go. He gives the ball to Mercury to Morris, trying to sweep. He can't. Cuts back upfield and goes down at the 17-yard line. Tackled by Tony Klein, assisted by Gus Otto. Morris trying to go outside, didn't see it. Cut back where there was some daylight. They line up without a huddle. Warfield to the left, Richardson to the right. Kick is down the backfield with Zonka. Greasy drops back to back. Pass. 2nd down 6. He's got time. He throws one that Kick can't hold. A little high at the 25. He was covered out there by Gus Otto. 3rd down and 6. Back goes Greasy to pass. He sets up. He looks. Throws up the middle. Knocked down by Gus Otto. Nearly intercepted. Warfield ran it up and in around the 35-yard line with double coverage. Gus Otto had dropped off in the intermediate zone, leaped up, knocked it down, and nearly caught it. Richardson to the right. Now Wilson goes over to help McClellan with Richardson. Back goes Greasy. 4th down. He looks. He drills one to Kick coming out of the backfield at the 1:48 to go. They're short of the first down by about a yard. Say one thing, if David Grayson was punchy after that one play, he knew exactly what was going on right then, because as soon as he saw where that ball was, he started jumping up and down like he was on a pogo stick. They're now going to take a measurement to be doubly sure. I think the Dolphins insisted on it, but the way they put it down, it looked like it was obvious it was not sufficient. Well, they're a yard short. They're a yard short, and the Raiders take over. Dan Connors comes out and does a baseball slide as if he were sliding for home in the slithering mud in front of the Raider bench on the sideline. The Raiders have 1 minute and 48 seconds to use up. The handoff to Hubbard, who slogs his way over left tackle, gets down to the 17-yard line. Very dark at the Coliseum now, and the lights, which have been on all day, are beginning to take effect. Our sun was a brief duration for about an hour. Bill Stanfield made the stop then. Miami has called a timeout, 1:41 to go. Now they have used all of their times out. LaMonica up under center, gives the ball to Hubbard. Hubbard smacks with a second effort down to the 15. Time running down, and James again counting the end of the ball game. And the scoreboard shows the Oakland Raiders winning over the Miami Dolphins. The final, Raiders 21, Miami 14.